In the glittering ballroom of the opulent Sterling Manor, where crystal chandeliers cast rainbows across marble floors and laughter echoed like champagne bubbles, a little girl sat alone in the corner, her wide eyes tracing the swirl of gowns and tuxedos. She was invisible amid the glamour, a silent shadow in a world of noise. That girl was Lily Harrington, the deaf daughter of billionaire tech mogul Victor Harrington, and on this night, as the elite toasted to fortunes and futures, no one even glanced her way. Until one woman did. Emma Thompson had never felt more out of place. A 28-year-old elementary school teacher from a modest suburb, she was only at the gala because her best friend, Sarah, worked as an event planner for Harrington Industries. "Come on, Em," Sarah had begged. "It's a once-in-a-lifetime chance to rub elbows with the rich and famous. Plus, free caviar." Emma had relented, squeezing into a borrowed dress that felt too tight around her insecurities. She wasn't here for networking or selfies with celebrities, she was here to support her friend and maybe sneak a few hors d'oeuvres. As the evening unfolded, Emma wandered the edges of the crowd, nursing a glass of sparkling water. The air buzzed with conversations about stock markets, yacht parties, and the latest AI breakthroughs, Victor Harrington's specialty. He stood at the center of it all, a tall man with silver-streaked hair and a commanding presence, his voice booming as he regaled guests with tales of his empire. But Emma's gaze kept drifting to the girl in the corner. Lily, she later learned her name was, perched on a velvet chair, her frilly pink dress pristine but her expression crumpled like forgotten paper. She fiddled with a necklace, her small hands signing absent-mindedly to herself, gestures that went unnoticed by the swirling throng. Emma's heart twisted, she knew those signs all too well. Her younger brother, Alex, had been born deaf, and growing up, Emma had learned American Sign Language (ASL) alongside him, turning it into a bridge that connected their worlds. Alex was now a confident college student, but Emma remembered the lonely days when kids at school ignored him, treating his silence like a barrier rather than an invitation. Watching Lily, it was like staring into a mirror of her past. Why was everyone pretending she wasn't there? Was it fear of the unknown? Or just the cold indifference of a room full of people too self-absorbed to care? The hook that pulled Emma in came during a lull in the music. A waiter bumped into Lily's chair, spilling a tray of drinks nearby. The crash drew eyes, but only for a moment. Guests chuckled and turned away, leaving the girl to flinch and shrink further into herself. No one apologized, no one checked on her. Victor Harrington glanced over briefly, his face flashing irritation before he returned to his circle of admirers. That was it. Emma set down her glass and wove through the crowd, her pulse quickening with a mix of nerves and resolve. Kneeling to Lily's level, Emma caught her eye and signed slowly, deliberately, "Hi. My name is Emma. Are you okay?" Lily's head snapped up, her blue eyes widening in shock. For a heartbeat, she froze, as if testing if this was real. Then, tentatively, her hands moved. "You know sign language?" Emma nodded, smiling warmly. "Yes, my brother is deaf too. What's your name, Lily?" She signed back, her movements gaining speed and enthusiasm. It was like a dam breaking. Words, silent but vibrant, poured out. Lily told Emma about her love for drawing butterflies, how she hated the loud parties her dad threw, and how no one ever talked to her because, "They think I'm broken." Emma's throat tightened. "You're not broken," she signed fiercely. "You're amazing. Tell me more about your butterflies." As they chatted, the ballroom faded around them. Lily's face lit up, her laughter silent but her shoulders shaking with joy. She pulled out a small sketchbook from her purse, flipping through pages of colorful insects, each one more intricate than the last. Emma praised them extravagantly, asking questions that made Lily beam. For the first time that night, the girl wasn't alone. But the moment didn't go unnoticed. Whispers rippled through the crowd. "Who's that woman with the Harrington girl? Is she a nanny or something?" Victor Harrington noticed too. He excused himself from his group and strode over, his polished shoes clicking sharply on the floor. Up close, he looked tired beneath the charisma, lines etched around his eyes from years of boardroom battles. "What's going on here?" he demanded, his voice low but edged with authority. Emma stood, meeting his gaze steadily. "I'm just talking to your daughter, Mr. Harrington." Through sign language, Victor's brow furrowed. "Sign language, you know it." There was a flicker of something in his eyes, guilt, perhaps. Lily tugged at his sleeve, signing rapidly, "Dad, she's nice. She understands me." Victor stared at his daughter's hands, then at Emma, as if seeing Lily for the first time. He rubbed his temple. I learned a little when she was diagnosed, but work, it's been overwhelming." Everyone here is important for business. I thought she'd be fine with the sitter, but she wandered off. Emma felt a surge of empathy mixed with frustration. She's not fine, sir. She's lonely. Kids like Lily need connection, not just fancy parties. Victor's shoulders sagged. He glanced around at the guests, who were now pretending not to watch. I built all this for her, for our future. But I guess I've been ignoring the present. That conversation became the turning point. Victor knelt beside Lily, his hands clumsy but earnest as he signed, "I'm sorry, sweetheart. Daddy's been stupid." Lily's eyes filled with tears, and she threw her arms around him. The room, sensing the shift, fell into an awkward hush. Some guests shifted uncomfortably, realizing their own complicity in the ignorance. Others, inspired, began to approach, tentatively at first, asking Emma for basic signs like, "Hello," or, "Thank you." But the story didn't end there. Challenges loomed like storm clouds. The next day, tabloids exploded with headlines, "Billionaire's secret shame, ignoring his deaf daughter at gala." Victor's PR team scrambled, but he waved them off. "No spin," he told them. "This is a wake-up call." He reached out to Emma, inviting her to his office. "I need help," he admitted. "Lily deserves better. Will you teach us?" "Me, the staff, everyone." Emma hesitated. She had her own life, a classroom full of rambunctious kids, a brother who relied on her support. Accepting meant stepping into a world of wealth and scrutiny she wasn't prepared for. "Why me?" she asked. Victor sighed. "Because you saw her when no one else did." "That's rare," she agreed, but on her terms. No payment, just genuine effort. Over the following weeks, Emma visited the Harrington mansion, turning it into a hub of learning. Victor cleared his schedule for ASL lessons, fumbling through signs with determination that mirrored his business acumen. Lily blossomed, her confidence soaring as she taught her father silly signs for ice cream and bedtime story. But hurdles arose. Victor's old habits crept back during a high-stakes merger, leaving Lily waiting alone again. Emma confronted him. "Money can't buy time, Mr. Harrington. She's not a project, she's your daughter." The emotional peak came during a family outing to the zoo, Lily's first in years. As they watched the butterflies in the conservatory, Victor signed to Lily about her drawings, sharing memories of her mother, who had passed away when Lily was a toddler. Tears streamed down his face. "I thought providing everything materially would be enough," he confessed to Emma later. "But I was wrong. You've shown me what real wealth is, connection." Word spread. Victor used his platform to advocate for deaf education, funding ASL programs in schools and hiring interpreters for his events. Emma's school received a generous donation, but more importantly, she gained a new purpose, mentoring families like the Harringtons. Lily, once isolated, made friends through a deaf youth group Emma introduced her to. One evening, months later, at a smaller, more intimate gathering, Lily stood before the guests, family, friends, and a few reformed elites. She signed a speech Emma had helped her prepare. "Being deaf isn't a problem. Being ignored is. But one person can change everything." The room erupted in applause, hands waving in the ASL sign for cheers. Emma watched from the sidelines, her heart full. She had started as an outsider, but in bridging that silence, she had found her own voice stronger than ever. The world, she realized, was full of invisible barriers, but a single act of kindness could shatter them. In the end, it's not the billions that define us, but the bonds we build. Lily's story reminds us, look closer. Listen deeper, even in silence. Because sometimes, the most powerful words are the ones you see, not hear.